Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode 158 and the first episode of 2024. Good to be with you. I'm meteorologist Marcus Bailey from Wish TV in Indianapolis. Thanks for sticking with me. I was enjoying a week off with the kiddos, so there was no podcast last week. If those of you that were looking for it, I do apologize. But enjoying a nice week off with the kiddos before they rolled back into school after Christmas break. So we enjoyed it. Weather was pretty good. Got to play with a lot of the fun new toys that we all got for Christmas here. Boy, do we have a very, very busy forecast here. Nothing like walking back into work and you're going to be talking about multiple rounds of rain and snow and wind and winter back in a big way. We're going to talk all about it in my extended forecast. It is the week ahead for January 8th, 2024. That's next on Weather Weekly. Episode 158 of Weather Weekly. Good to be with you here. It is the week ahead, January 8th, 2024, and we got a busy forecast, so let's not waste too much time here. Let's dive in deep. And I do believe, by the way, before we kind of go in, that there will likely be a snow talk, our first one of the season, special podcast, probably coming up. We have a couple of them this week because we do have a very interesting forecast. I'll say that coming up here. Let's start with Monday the 8th. Starting off partly cloudy in the morning. We'll see increasing clouds. I do think the daytime hours for Monday will be dry. We'll finish with a high of around 40. We have a very dynamic system. And if you've been watching social media, I did briefly post about this on my Facebook page last week. A lot of buzz going around. I saw unfortunately, some snowfall total maps that don't look like they're going to come to fruition for central Indiana. And that's why we avoid doing that here in the professional weather world. And we kind of try to mention it because I know a lot of people ask about it. Anyway, so here's what's going to be happening. So starting Monday night, we'll see some bands of rain and maybe some snow. I think our temperatures do cool down close to freezing, so we could go a little back and forth, and especially the northern half of the state Monday night could get a little bit of a slushy accumulation. Now, overnight lows will be right around 33. As we start rolling into your Tuesday, we're going to warm pretty quickly as the system slides up to the north. And so I think vast majority of the state, with maybe the exception of far, far northern counties of the state, will be rain, and a lot of it. All right. I think it's going to be a washout for your Tuesday. It's also going to be really windy as well. You're going to have scattered showers. 44 will be your high for Tuesday the 9th. Now, by late Tuesday night, we kind of get on the back end of the system, so colder air wraps around, but most of the moisture is gone. So I do think we'll get some changeover to snow showers. We could get some minor accumulation of around a half an inch to maybe an inch, and there could be some isolated higher amounts late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Tuesday night, slow down to 29. Wednesday, again, scattered snow showers. This is Wednesday the 10th in the morning, and then I think we're just cloudy and we're windy for the rest of the day. 35 will be your high. We'll have an overnight low of around 28. Thursday will be a quiet day. It will be cloudy and seasonably cool. We'll finish with a high of 38 on Thursday, the 11th, an overnight low of 29. Before we start ramping things up, a very similar situation potentially Friday and Saturday. This would be Friday the 12th. I think we're going to start off with another dynamic system. The wind machine cranks back up. And I think we'll start as rain, but I do think, and again, this one's going to be subject to change, and don't want to get too into the details since it's several days out as we're recording this, but eventually at some point we're going to transition over to snow. All right. And we could see some accumulations out of that. A lot of that's going to depend on when or how quickly we do change over to snow. All right. 41 for your high on Friday the 12th. An overnight low of 22. Snow showers will likely continue into Saturday with windy conditions. Saturday's high around 30. The big story, I think, potentially could be a snow accumulation. Again, that's a big if, could, all right? That could be a big story for heading into the weekend. But we've got really our first significant blast of cold air coming in. Saturday night's low down to 12. Sunday should be dry. 14th of January on Sunday, 24 for your high, an overnight low of 7. And then Martin Luther King Day. A lot of people off work and school. It's going to be a cold day on the 15th on Monday, with highs maybe not even getting out of the teens. I've got a high of 21 here in Indianapolis. So I know there's a lot going on there. It looks like early on, at least this first system, we're not going to get much in the way of snow accumulation. Look, Tuesday is going to be kind of tough to travel because of the heavy rain, so be aware of that. And then Wednesday morning, we could have several slick areas because of some snow accumulation overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And then stay updated to the forecast, specifically Friday and Saturday. And again, we will do a Snow Talk podcast if warranted for the end of the week if things do look to get a little bit hairy, and then get ready for some big time cold heading into next week. We'll look ahead to the extended forecast coming up next here on Weather Weekly. All right, let's wrap things up here for this week ahead of January 8th, 2024. Real quick, as we kind of rolled through the first week of January, we are now standing at snowfall, almost 2 inches of snowfall, which is better than what we did for the entire month of December, right? So, hey, we're starting off 2024 on a good note. We're pretty close to where we should be for this month, for this part of the month. And again, after the forecast, we may be tacking on a little bit more to that as well. All right. 8 to 14 day outlook. I think the big story here, and I kind of already alluded to this a little bit at the tail end of the 8 day, but this would take us from the 15th to the 21st. There is a strong signal. We feel extremely confident that the pattern is going to flip to not only cold, but really cold. All right. Now, I know it's a very active pattern now, but there are some signs that it may quiet down as the cold settles in, and that does happen. So below average precipitation included in that time period from the 15th to the 21st. So just something to keep in mind. The 3 to 4 week outlook, also a below average temperature outlook. This would take us to the February 2nd range. And no real strong signals either way with precip getting to the end of the month and early into February here. All right, so there you go. Again, just a quick reminder. Stay tuned to the forecast as we roll through this week, as we start to really kind of gear things up, much more active pattern. Think we're going to be okay for the most part for early in the week here, the 9th and the 10th around central Indiana. It's just some minor snow accumulation expected, but a lot of rain prior to that, and then maybe some slick spots Wednesday morning. But do keep an eye out for Friday and Saturday. Things might get a little bit hairy, and then gearing up for the cold. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's podcast. You can always get the forecast 24 hours a day on wishtv.com. That's our website, /weather. And of course, with our free Storm Track 8 weather app. You can also follow me on all the socials, and I'll be updating and doing some videos here, trying to get a little more active here as we get into this active pattern. Facebook, it's Marcus Bailey Weather, and Twitter or X and Instagram at Marcus Bailey. And of course, you can get my forecast Monday through Friday on the TV side here in Indianapolis, Central Indiana on Wish TV. That's Channel 8. That starts at 4 a.m. with Daybreak. Hope to see you there. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We will talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com, and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.